What is up, guys? Now, I'm making this part of the video because I made an original video about the Jon Jones situation. I never got around to finish editing it because the program started acting out of whack. I can finish it now because I figured what was going on. So I'm making this part of the video to tell you guys that the video is gonna end, but then you're gonna see a transition flash. Keep watching if you make it that far so you can see the update. But thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and I know it's taking me a while to put this up. And I apologize. That will not be the case in the future. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Peace. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We're gonna talk about possibly how Jon Jones is ruining his career. Yes, we're talking about this. My God, it is sad, but let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? Make sure you like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. Please, please tell your friends. Make sure they like and subscribe. Get those subscribers up. Let's get comments going. Let's get conversations going. Today, we speak about Dana White's comments towards Jon Jones versus Tommy Aspinall. And man, I'm so sad, to be honest with you. Okay, let's get into it. Dana White confirms Jon Jones agrees to fight Tom Aspinall. But what happens next? That's the title of the article. The UFC heavyweight division's long-standing limbo took a dramatic turn last week as Dana White finally broke his silence on Jon Jones versus Tommy Aspinall. At the UFC 316 post-fight press conference, White insisted Jon Jones agree to fight Tom Aspinall and accepted a deal. The declaration seemed to promise a resolution to a saga of petty social media spats, retirement threats, and fan petitions demanding Jones be stripped of his title. Yet, as Ariel Helwani pointed out on Uncrowned, White's statements omitted a critical twist. Now, this is all speculation because I watched the full video because I could read it to you, but it's not going to make sense, so I'm just going to tell it to you. So Ariel believes the UFC met Jon's demands, as do I. I believe the demands have been met. It's just Jon Jones doesn't want to do it. Whether he feels that Tommy Aspinall beats him or he honestly feels, although I don't understand why, because if you're getting that bag that you feel you deserve, I don't understand why Tommy doesn't deserve the fight. Unless you're just afraid he wins, which, let's be honest with you, in Jon Jones' last few fights, you can clearly see he's not the same Jon Jones as before, and Tommy Aspinall has ways to capitalize on him. So Ariel basically said that Jon Jones went back on his word, and Jon Jones' tweets don't help him. I'm just gonna start right here. He goes, unfortunately, my boy isn't as special as his fan base thinks he is right now. I've seen Tom get tapped out twice now by two different people. Time will show. Here today, gone tomorrow. Basically saying, what is he saying? He's basically reiterating what the Diaz brothers would say, like nobody cares about these people, like they've been champions, I've been here. That's what he's saying. But in Jon's case, Jon has been at the top of the mountain. And then somebody goes, if he isn't that good, why don't you fight him? And he replies, I remember like it was yesterday, 3 years since anyone saw me fight. The mass amount of critics. Jones looks so old now. He looks slow now, and Gain is going to be fast. Jones has never faced someone this big. He's never faced a kickboxer of this caliber. The French and the... Hold on. Casuals were convinced Gong was the future of the heavyweight division. I showed up, I won, then what? Crickets. I mean, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, like, there's only two fights out there for Jon right now, and one of them isn't even with the UFC. And then it goes, somebody else told him, you're scared, really sad to see someone who should be the GOAT from someone who should be the GOAT. He goes, it really has nothing to do with fear. The question I ask my close friends and family is how much higher can a person like me climb in the sport? The goal for athletes is to build a brand, then take the brand and become so much more than an athlete. A lot of fans and fighters are not used to seeing someone go out on top the way I have. I get that it's uncomfortable, and I don't expect people to understand territories that they've never been in. I mean, it's not that. You have a massive fight in front of you. You beat Tom. What is anybody going to say? Go fight Francis? Like, at that point, the Francis fight doesn't make any sense. But we'll get to that in a second, because then somebody goes, completely understandable. With that being said, vacate the belt. And he responds to this by saying, I spoke to the UFC a long time ago about my future plans were I haven't honestly worked out since my last fight in New York City. Honestly, I believe it's been in the UFC's best interest to keep presenting me as the company's champion, not Tom. I've just been playing the role. That's him basically saying that he's told them that he's not fighting anymore. He's not fighting anymore, and for whatever, like, you guys have to understand the UFC's a business. They have to the 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 craziest fight they can make right now with it not being Connor and the heavier divisions is this Tom Aspinall versus Jonny Jones fight. And then this person goes strip John and Tom of both of their belts. It says off, but he probably meant up. There's an interesting take. I'm 37 years old now. My body hurts everywhere. I'm gonna be honest. Funny how Tommy Boy Talk Zero smack to the studs of his generation barely even mentions their name. Again, it sounds like he's deflecting because, like, honestly, when I look at this, I think Jon knows that he's not the same fighter that he was. Jon does, and I'm again, Jon. If you somehow see this, please don't take this like I'm firing shots at you. I'm just seeing it, just calling it as I see it. Jon Jones knows he's not the fighter that he was. He knows he's probably a little slower, and Tommy can probably capitalize on him. And then he says, "Remember, you can't strip a guy like me at this point. I give up the belt freely." And then he keeps talking about Tom, but then there's a tweet that um I wanna look at. I call this photo rent free. Keep the attention of the entire country while doing nothing at all. Kept the attention, sorry. And then he goes, instead of signing some petition, I'm gonna need at least 200 5-page essays from Tom Aspinall fans around the world. Double space MLA formats convince me. My team will pick their favorites and get back to you eventually. Like, what? First of all, I don't know how first round management and especially Abraham Kawa being as respected as they are allowing them is allowing him to say something like this, honestly. And then here's where I start having a problem with every, like, I didn't have a problem like I just don't want to fight him. That's fine. But this is when I start having a problem. I'm hearing Francis Ngannou is still interested. Now we're talking. That's a real super fight. Tell me something, Jon. Why isn't Tommy a real super fight? Did he not defend his belt against Curtis Blades as you did when you beat Cyril? Because if that doesn't make him the real champion, you aren't the real champion either. Because let's not forget, Francis Ngannou was the champion. He just walked away from the UFC, and till this day, I will still call Francis Ngannou the lineal champion because he never lost the belt, as people did with BJ Penn when BJ decided to walk away from the UFC to go fight in Japan, and he never lost the welterweight belt to Matt Hughes. Okay, I'm just calling it as I see it, guys. So why now, when you could have fought him in 2020? Because I know for a fact that they offered him the fight in 2020 with Francis Ngannou. He said no. Why now? Now you're proving my point. Now you're proving my point that you're scared of Tommy. And then he goes on to say, you clowns think Francis would be a much easier fight because of the ground game? Tom has no ground game either. In English, black belt is like getting a participation ribbon. Come on. Francis has the ground game. Francis has the ground game. And now I want to see because I know there's a reply in here somewhere that I want to show you guys. Don Davis replied to him, but I don't know where it is. And like it's funny because you can tell Don Davis is desperate. Let me see. Okay, here it is. We're back. We're back. This this is done. So Francis apparently also answered, "You take care of the UFC, I'll take care of people, and we can finally find out who's the king of the heavyweights." And if I'm Francis, I'm saying I'm the king, bro, because I knocked out the dude that took you 4 rounds to take out. I killed him in 2 rounds. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. But this is Don Davis' proposal. Winner take all, MMA's best heavyweight of all time. Francis Ngannou versus Jonny Jones. Francis wins the PFL and Francis split 100% of the profits. Jon wins UFC and Jon split 100% of the profits. First of all, that's never gonna fucking happen. I'm not allowed to say that. That's never gonna happen because that doesn't work for the UFC because they're bringing in most of the eyeballs. They're bringing in most of the eyeballs. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong. Oh my god. Like the funny thing with all of this is the UFC doesn't even need to do anything. Like Jon Jones can go away. They do Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane for the undisputed belt, and everything fixes itself because Tommy Aspinall can care less. Like that's the thing. Like this is more for the fans. But that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. Make sure to follow us on social media. I'll leave the links below. Peace, guys. Later. What is up, everybody? Here's an update on this guy behind me situation. So after the Azerbaijan fight, there was a lot of Dana White made a surprising announcement that Jon had called him and he officially retired. So shortly after the press conference, Jon put this tweet out. You can't see my mouse, but it's highlighting it. I wonder if I click on it. Yeah, see? So I'm gonna read it. Today I'm officially announcing my retirement from the UFC. This decision comes after a lot of reflection, and I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude for the journey I have experienced over the years. The first time I stepped into the octagon, my goal was to push the boundaries of what was possible in the sport. Becoming the youngest UFC champion in history, defending my title against some of the best fighters in the world, and sharing unforgettable moments with fans across the globe. These are memories I will cherish forever. I've faced incredible highs and some tough lows, but every challenge has taught me some valuable, something valuable and made me stronger, both as a fighter and as a person. I want to thank the UFC, Dana, Hunter, Lorenzo, God, my family, coaches, teammates, and all the fans who have stood by me through every chapter. Your unwavering support and belief in me have been my foundation. To my fellow fighters, thank you for bringing the best out of me, in me, and for the respect we've shared inside and outside the cage. As I close this chapter of my life, I look forward to new opportunities and challenges ahead. MMA will always be a part of who I am, and I'm excited to see how I continue to contribute to the sport and inspire others in new ways. Thank you for being a part of this incredible journey with me. The best is yet to come. That was Jon's official retirement statement. This was posted on June 21st. And if we scroll up, 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 up. If you go July 4th, fighting at the White House, just re-entered the testing pool that lasted for about 2 weeks. Figured we'd keep everyone's options open. And then it goes, it feels nice to be the hunter, not the hunted for once. So what I'm leaving out is as soon as Dana announced it, they instated Tom as the undisputed champion, which I knew they were gonna do. And the reason this is significant is this: unchallenged, Jon Jones explains latest UFC retirement, claims he's back to entertain America. I'm just gonna go into his quote. I was retired because I felt I had done it all in the MMA space and believed there weren't many challenges left for me. Jones said, I wanted to do something beyond championships and money. Then Donald Trump mentioned he wanted to host a fight in the White House garden. That seems like an incredible opportunity, Jones added. I'm a very proud American and have a bunch of very close friends in the military. And this is my act of, I can't call it service, but to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it means the world to me. So I'm back. So yeah, it's because supposedly next year for the 4th of July, the White House, they're gonna do something spectacular. And Dana White has come out and said, yeah, the opponent we want for John would be Tom Aspinall. That fight would headline the White House card. But here's my question to you. Like, does it seem like Jon Jones is like asking for attention? Because right after he announced his retirement, um, an incident dating back to February came up that somebody was filing charges. And if you didn't look into it, you would think that it's because that happened recently. It's not the case, excuse me. That's not the case. But this whole thing seems weird because like John wanted nothing to do with Espinal. And I guess the fact that it's at the White House is more than anything because he has come out and said that he wants to fight whoever is the champion on that card. So whoever is the champion by the 4th of July next year, that's who Jon Jones wants to face. What do you guys think about this? Let me know. Make sure you follow us on the social media platforms and give us a like and comment. Peace, guys. Later.